Hi, and welcome to another episode of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what inspiring architectural images made our Pinterest boards today. There was only a few images that came through on the emails today, but there was quite a lot yesterday, so this is obviously the universe balancing itself out. So I don't even need to scroll down today. This is how quick it's going to be. This image up here, I really liked the way the cantilevered form is a lightweight material and the way it balances over these two sort of blank brick pods underneath. I thought that was a really lovely sort of form, I guess you'd say. The use of that, and particularly the way this image has been taken, obviously on dusk in autumn. It's just a beautiful shot. This little project here caught my eye today. This is the outside, and that's what caught my eye, this sort of heavy cantilevered concrete layering effect that they've achieved on this house. And then we look through and we see the courtyard back there, so it's actually light inside underneath all that. And I really liked how the use of material sort of extends down and then forms the landscaping, if you will, by creating this sort of area with grass growing through it, assumably to park cars on. I really like, it's very brutalist, but I do find it appealing. The continuity of materials, and the fact that my eye is drawn through to this light courtyard there in the center of the image further back. So that was really lovely. Some of the internal detailing that really caught my eye, this fireplace. So it's a sunken fireplace. It is in the floor. Obviously here in Australia, we would need to put a fire guard around that to stop children obviously going through. But then you can see they've cantilevered the chimney, which I thought was really interesting in this shot here. And then when we rotate into this room, so we're now standing in this room looking back towards the kitchen, dining, beyond, we see they've actually cantilevered the TV with a screen, and that is just fascinating. And then underneath that is wood storage. So that's a really interesting detail for a fireplace. I really like that. And then again, the way that they've sort of created these benches around their windows in the concrete again. So they've cantilevered the concrete in, sort of creating window seats at the end of beds and stuff. It was a really interesting use of concrete, a very simple, very brutalist house. You've really got to want to love concrete to want to embrace this, but I just found the detailing of it to be really delightful. This little project here, it had some different sort of detailing, but something that I quite enjoyed. This water feature that they've got on the outside and the way that these lily ponds cantilever across, that was really lovely, although it does seem to terminate in a column, which might be functionally useless, but nonetheless draws your eye across. And again, the squares that we're seeing here in the paving is referencing the sort of cladding material on the outside. We can see some timber. And then we see the potted plant sort of emerging from within that water feature. So they've created a pot within the water feature itself to grow that plant out of, and then referenced it internally inside with a plant growing out of a similar type of square within the sunken floor. So we can see that detailing is a continuity between outside and inside, which I really liked. Also from that project, I did pin this shower. It's the detail, the level of refinement isn't quite there for me. I don't like the towel rail on it. I don't like the frame across the top in particular, and I find those hinges rather heavy. But what I do find interesting is the fact that they've gone for an obscure glass shower cubicle, something that we don't see often, but for privacy makes sense. I do like the skylight that is above that shower rose on this side. I also like this, what appears to be joinery to me. It looks like cupboard doors and drawers there, and then there's a doorway in and out of the bathroom, which is why they have chosen to glass off that shower cubicle. So while the detailing isn't at the refinement that I would like to see it at, I find the elements within that something that is inspiring and something to build on, and as an idea moving forward for another client that says to me, look, I really don't like the idea of an open shower, and I really don't like the idea of clear glass. Can we please, what are our options around obscure glass? This is an example I would show with those caveats on detailing. And then finally today, this gorgeous little farmhouse caught my eye because I find the proportions of this particular dwelling really charming It's really well balanced. It works really well. We've got the L-shaped gable going on. We've got a uniform head height for windows going all the way around. And we can see that referenced in this 2-story piece of glass. We can still see the reference line going through, and then that ties then with the balconies. So it's been, again, another really well refined around detailing at a level that is really consistent with great bespoke architectural projects. So thank you so much for joining me on this very brief version of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I am Nicole Walters. I do look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye.